Hey everybody, welcome back to another layout update. It's a big one today, so let's get right into it. We'll start off quickly here with a trio of different weathering projects that I got completed over about the last month. These three cars, along with one other one that I actually ran out of clear coat before I could complete, were on the workbench throughout the last month. This first one here, this is an Intermountain 4750 cubic foot covered hopper. Originally a Rio Grande car that's now been patched out, and for AEX markings, this will be in my DeLong grain service fleet. The middle car here, that's an Athearn ready to roll bathtub gone that just got a light weathering and then patched out for RMLX, which is the reporting marks that the one scrapper that is on the Finger Lakes line uses. And then that last car is another AEX patch out car. This one a little bit more unique for sure. It's one of the ex-Pillsbury cylindrical covered hoppers patched out, and that'll also be in the DeLong pool for grain service. I'm really happy with all three of these. I think the ex Rio Grande car up front there is probably one of my favorite projects I've ever completed. It's got some hand-drawn graffiti, which I'm starting to try my hand at, just with some of the more basic white stuff. Just overall happy with how it turned out. But that's far from the only thing we have to talk about tonight. We've made some huge progress on the layout, so let's get into that portion. Alright guys, so we're going to go free cam here for the rest of the video, just because it's going to be a little bit easier to show you around the rest of the layout and see all the changes. Some of the more keen-eyed viewers may already be able to notice one of the things that's now changed, and others of you might be just wondering why Geneva Yard is completely empty as it is. And those two things do happen to be related. The backdrops and the batten board that all of the photo backdrops will be adhered to are now up all the way around the outside of the layout. Got these up today. They look good. I'm pretty happy with how they're looking, and hopefully we'll be able to get working on some of the backdrops here for this portion very soon. I've got the last bit of backdrop edited for the Penyan side of the layout, and I hope to get that printed soon. And then once that's printed, we'll kind of move on to backdrops on this side as we have time. So here's a quick look at a few cars that are on my workbench needing some attention in case anybody's interested. These will all be shuffled through for either weathering or in this case we need to get that lettered up for CLSX reporting marks, and then it'll go into salt service in Watkins Glen. And without further ado, we'll get right into the biggest part of today's video. And I think I've done a pretty good job of hiding the elephant in the room from you guys so far, just to be able to have this little bit of a dramatic turnaround. And there we go, check it out. This is the big peninsula that's going to be right in the middle of the layout here, obviously. This will be the Auburn Road west out of Geneva into Canandaigua. And as you can see, all of our sub-bench work is now done. We've got foam on the sections of the layout that are going to have foam. And then I'm going to do a similar method to what I've got over here for the portions that are up right now but don't have foam. So I'll kind of take you around the layout here and kind of show you where all of the industries are going to be, and you can kind of check that out throughout the course of this next section of the video. We'll start right here. This is Pactive in Canandaigua. This is one of the bigger volume customers on the layout. They take plastic pellet cars. We're going to have room for 3 sidings here, as you can kind of see by the markings on the foam. This section here will be the main drop-off, and then we've also got 2 siding tracks for additional storage. As you move back east towards Geneva and out of Canandaigua, we'll also have Canandaigua wine just about here on the layout, as well as we'll also have a main and a runaround, and it'll be quite a long runaround because we will have quite a few cars to run around here in Canandaigua as we move back towards Geneva when we're done with our jobs there in Canandaigua. As we move out onto this portion of the peninsula, we're going to kind of have this whole peninsula, other than one industry, is all just going to be kind of fully scenic, rail fanable, just enjoy trains running type of area. So I'm really looking forward to having an area like that just to be able to shoot videos and everything. But for right on this side of where we're going to have the dividers, this side over, this will be downtown Canandaigua. There's a really cool scene where the main line actually runs through the middle of the parking lot for the town court and town justice building that I hope to model there. And then we'll move out into a little bit more rural, a little bit maybe hilly. I'd really love to do a really gorgeous hill full of fall trees around in this area. And then as we come around the corner, the one industry that we're actually going to have on this portion of the layout is going to be right about in this area. It'll be the DeLong in Phelps, New York. They'll again take grain cars and everything like that. There's, I think, 3 different DeLongs on the main line of the Finger Lakes. I'm modeling 2 of them, as you'll see here coming up as well. As we move back onto the foam portion of the layout, you'll see that we have Phelps Supply here. The prototype Phelps Supply actually has a runaround track so that they work GC2, which is the job that goes out to Canandaigua, works Phelps Supply on the way to Canandaigua. They come in locomotives first, drop their car, and then run around. As I was drawing out my track lines, I came to the realization that I really unfortunately do not have space to model the runaround. So we're going to just make it one straight track in and out, and they'll drop their cars, which is mostly fertilizer is what they get here at Phelps Supply. They'll drop those on their way back to Geneva on the eastbound kick of the job. As we move even closer still to Geneva, you'll see, pay no mind to the amount of times I attempted to get the right radius drawn out for the curve here. But as we move closer, you'll notice we also have DeLong Geneva here. And from here on in, we're kind of within the limits of Geneva proper as far as industries are concerned. So this is DeLong Geneva. They have an absolutely massive grain silo here that I don't know that I'll be able to model just because it is so huge. But it literally... shout out to my friend Alex Warshel. He did the math, and it's somewhere along the lines of, like, I think 5,000 carloads of grain the silo can hold. So it's pretty darn cool. But I don't think I'll be able to model that right away, especially in the footprint that we have here. But as we move further east, you'll see here we do have to get a little bit creative in order to fit DeLong in, as well as our Seneca Foods. So Seneca Foods comes again. There's a diamond right here, and then Seneca Foods is going to be along the backdrop, and then it'll be a false front building, and then there's going to be capacity for 4 cars in there. So one of the fun things, and the reason I'm so okay having a diamond here, is actually in this little complex in real life, there actually at least was a diamond at one point. I can't tell if on Google Maps it's still there, but there was actually a diamond where two tracks kind of crossed each other because there is industries packed together so tight. So even though it's not technically DeLong and Seneca Foods that had those two, that had the diamond, we're still going to model it just because it does allow us the space to model Seneca Foods and DeLong. And then the final industry on the peninsula is going to be, it's just going to be a team track where they'll unload center beams. And the name of the business is abbreviated OBE. I cannot remember for the life of me what that actually stands for, but maybe somebody in the comments will know, and they can let us all know what that is. But here you have it, guys. This is the Peninsula. This is the last bit of bench work that we're going to be needing to complete on the layout here. Possibly, I might need to add another staging yard, but we're still kind of in the works on that side of things. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to like and subscribe. Follow along as we progress on the layout itself. It should be a blast. My goal is by the end of this winter to have every single inch of track laid for this layout. So should be a pretty busy winter, and I'd love to have you guys along for the ride. So thanks for watching again, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.